In this video, I'm going to show you the exact B2B sources that we use to book 400 meetings per month. Granted, we've built an entire outbound marketing team that uses this data strategically to schedule calls on our calendars. So if you run a company that does any form of B2B marketing, and I don't care what you're reliant on right now, if it's ads, if it's organic social, you need to build an outbound team so that you're not reliant on social media platforms. And one of the key components to building that outbound marketing team and outbound marketing strategy is good data. This video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to use, how to use it, and I'm also at the end of this video going to give you free data, 7 million data points that I purchased for $25,000. Absolutely free, but you have to watch to the end to figure out how to get it. All right, let's kick it off. I am Jay Feldman, founder of Otter Public Relations, the #1 ranked PR firm in the country right now. Check G2, Clutch, UpCity. We're #1 on every single platform. And our biggest source of incoming leads is our outbound team. And they use the data that we strategically give them in order to generate book calls for our sales team. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the different platforms that we use and how we use them. So let's start off pretty broad. What is lead data and who needs it? So if you're doing any form of B2B marketing, you need to reach decision makers, CEOs, marketing managers, anyone that you want to present with an offer. You're going to need their email address. You're going to need their company information, their website, their phone number, so that you can email them, send them a LinkedIn message, give them a call. That data exists in many of these different databases. These databases collect this data through various methods. Some are actually pretty cool. They'll put like a cookie in an email signature, and once that email signature hits, they'll get all the information. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, when you subscribe to one of these B2B data sources like Seamless.ai, Apollo.ai, you get access to all of these different data points that you can filter through by category, by revenue, by company size, by position. And their job is to keep this data as up to date as possible. Obviously, the people don't work at the same place forever. They don't hold the same position forever. Their emails change, their phone numbers change. It's up to the company that you subscribe with to keep that as up to date as possible. And data quality is the name of the game. It's the most important piece to the puzzle. If you're calling dead phone numbers or emailing people who no longer work at a company, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your team's time. So really investing in good data is very, very important. There's a couple companies that I'm going to recommend in a minute, but it's important to know that buying old lists is the worst thing that you can do. Never, ever, ever buy an old contact list of B2B data. You're going to see it all over the internet. $50, $100, they're going to say it's up to date. They are lying. Don't buy that data. Collect it yourself or pay good money for data. So a couple of the companies that I mentioned, Seamless, Apollo, and there's maybe 5 other big players out there, spend a lot of money on cleaning their data. They actually have people who go through, validate that these are the right people. They'll email them, they'll call them, and they'll keep this data as up to date as possible. That's what you're paying for. That's why they're so expensive. Invest the money if you can on a platform that's going to do that for you, so that obviously your sales team has the best resources that they possibly can have, and you're going to have the most success possible. Important point number 2, no matter who you subscribe to, where you get the list from, however clean you think it is, clean it again. If you're emailing people who no longer live at that email address, no longer work at that company, they will mark your email communication as spam, and you're going to blow your company's reputation quickly. Nothing that will destroy a cold email campaign or an outbound campaign faster than using dead data. So there's a couple different platforms that you can use to clean your data. I've got an entire video on cleaning data, but make sure that no matter what you do, once you extract a list of that data, you run it through a cleaning tool like Never Bounce, and make sure that that data is as pristine as possible before you actually start acting on it. So there's a couple of different ways to get data for your business. We actually have an entire team in the Philippines dedicated to research and data collection, and they will filter through crowdfunding sites as one example, and they will research the company, research the people at that company, and then import that data into a Google Sheet that we can then use, but we still clean it. So you can either subscribe to a good company, you can do research, and there's a tons of tools out there that help you extract emails from online, do that research, validate those emails. So the research, you can subscribe to a good company. Don't buy a list. Lastly, you can scrape it yourself. All right, so the data platforms that we use in our company, one, Apollo.io. This has been the most cost-effective and highest quality service that we've found so far. We pay several $1,000s per month, but we get very high quality leads. But what I love most about this platform is it is fully built out for a sales team. So it has calling built into it. It has email campaigns built into it. It's got cleaning built into it. And it's got buyer intent. So you can actually search when somebody's looking for public relations services, like for my company, you get a whole list of companies and people who are searching for that term and that service. And that in itself is invaluable. There's only one other service that I know that does this. It is called Zoominfo, and that one costs somewhere between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. Absolutely crazy. Apollo.io, I think, is the way to go. If you're interested in that platform, there's a link down in the description where you can get a discount. The other lead database that we use is called Seamless.ai. If you're just starting and don't have a budget for Apollo.io or a bigger database, Seamless.ai is a great place to start. It's only a couple $100 a month. The limitation there is you get minimum number of exports per day. I believe it's 1,000. But the data is really great. It's really clean. You can validate the data right in the platform. You can filter the data by a lot of different points. When I searched myself on Seamless.ai, I was disgusted. They have not only my work email and home address, they have my personal cell phone number, which is I don't quite like, but it goes to show how good the data actually is. So check out Seamless.ai as well. There's a discount link in the description. These are the two data sources that we use to build our email campaigns and to feed our closers and our sales development representatives. The other two data sources that we use are not software programs. They are internal research. So we have a team in the Philippines that is actively looking and scraping the crowdfunding websites. They're scraping LinkedIn job requests. For example, if an employer is looking for a publicist, looking to hire one, we can then slide in and say, you don't necessarily need to hire a publicist. You can hire us. We can do the exact same job for half the price. And they are also scraping a lot of different other top lists of doctors and lawyers. It's a very effective strategy, but a little bit more costly and time intensive. So just keep that in mind. The fourth data source that we use is the one that I'm giving you for free at the end of this video, and that is 7 million data points scraped from Instagram. You can filter by keywords in their bio, followers, and it's really, really effective data because it's usually people, influencers, and they usually have their personal email linked. The open rates that you get using the Instagram data is just absurd. The problem with it is you get a little bit less ability to filter. So for example, if you're using Apollo, I can say, I need CEOs in the US with 10 plus employees. On the Instagram, I'm looking more for keywords like speaker, CEO, founder. It's not very location specific. So just know that going into it, that you're not going to get as targeted data, but you're going to get really good, clean emails. And again, if you follow me just a few more minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly how to get this entire data source for free. This is something I purchased for $25,000. It's very hard to scrape Instagram now on your own. A couple years ago, it wasn't so hard. That's when everybody did it. So that's the data that I am offering you absolutely free. All right, gang, just like anything else, data is only as good as how you use it. So once you actually figure out who your target audience is for your campaign, you've filtered out and gotten an exact list from your data source, you've cleaned that data, you've imported it into your tools where you're going to do your cold calling and your email outreach and your LinkedIn outreach. At that point, it's up to your sales team to do the best that they can to close those leads. These leads are not coming to you interested in their service. Your job is to tell them what you do and make a convincing case for why they need your service. And there's an entire course on my channel about how to frame your messaging, how to do cold outreach. So please go and watch those videos. They're going to be linked up here. And if you want the free data, as promised, all you have to do is go on Instagram, message me. I'm at Dr. J. Feldman. You have to follow me on Instagram and just say, I love data to me in a DM, and I will send you the download link for that data. Again, at Dr. J. Feldman on Instagram. Shoot me a DM saying, I love data. It's not an automation. I'm going to reply personally. And I hope this has been helpful. Again, watch the videos on cold outreach. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.